Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Gee, it's great to start your day with coffee with Karma today. Good morning and happy 200th episode. Woo! Today marks the 200th episode of Coffee with Karma, and it also marks the first podcast I've made it to this milestone with. And I'm still so much enjoying these episodes. I love doing Coffee with Karma. I love pulling together each episode around 5 things that will help you on a specific topic. I'm always refining that. And if there are topics that I have not covered yet or you'd like me to cover again, please drop them in the comments. I really do want this show to be for you. And this show, Coffee with Karma, goes live on YouTube every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9 a.m. Central. I record it live earlier than that, Mondays on LinkedIn and Wednesdays, like today, on my 2 Facebook pages, and Fridays on my Facebook profile. So there are multiple ways that you can catch this podcast, and I really hope that you make it yours. So, who am I? Ha! You might want to know that. My name is Karma Spence, thus Coffee with Karma, and I help executive coaches, business leaders, consultants write, publish, and market client attracting books so that they can grow their businesses with ease. So today I'm going to be talking about crowdfunding. Now, I've tried this a couple of times and I've learned from my mistakes. And of course, I follow others who teach on this topic. So I thought I would share some insights that I have around using crowdfunding for books because what you're crowdfunding can often make the difference about whether you meet the goal of the crowdfunding or not. So here we go. 5 crowdfunding secrets every author needs to know to fund their book. Tip number 1, choose the right platform. Did you know that there are more platforms than just Kickstarter and Indiegogo? There are. One I've used is called GoFundMe, but there are more coming up all the time. And each one, the reason why there are so many is because each one has grown to specialize mostly in a certain type of crowdfunding. So find the one that works for your topic. I haven't found one that's specifically for books yet, but when I do, I will let you know. Right now, it's more like what is the vibe, the personality of the funding platform? Does your book fit into that vibe? So that's tip number 1, choose the right platform. Number 2 is create a compelling story. This is so important. Peop Number 1, people are hardwired for story. And you just saying, "I wanna write a book. I've got this really cool book I wanna write. Will you help fund it?" That's not gonna work. You need to have a really compelling story around the origin of the book. So, if I had known better, I probably could have gotten Public Speaking Superpowers funded because I had a really good story around it. And maybe when I do my Whale Falls book, probably next year, depends. I might get that crowdfunded because it's got a really compelling story as well. But basically, you not only want an origin story, but as you reach different milestones, have a story around that too. Entertain your potential and actual people who are funding you. Tip number 3, offer unique rewards. When crowdfunding gets started, it was more like, "Oh, you get 1 copy of my book if you do come in at this level, and you get 5 copies." That's not gonna cut it anymore. If the higher level funding needs to have something that is an experience. Now, gamify it, create an experience. Like, for example, if you're crowdfunding a fiction book, maybe one of your higher tiers, the people who fund there get an escape room experience based on your book. Maybe they get access to a course that you have that you've gamified, something that gives them so that when they're funding you, they're not just funding your dream, they're funding a fun, enticing experience for themselves. And this is what makes your gift, your bonus, your reward unique. It has to be something that only you could offer and that makes the other person feel like they're getting something really cool, really cool. And really, you can use ChatGPT to come up with some of these ideas. And you can give ChatGPT the parameter that I want something that is a rich experience, but won't cost an arm and a leg and won't take me 2 years to produce. And it'll come up with some very creative ideas that you can then iterate and nuance and then build into something that is truly yours. And then it becomes an asset in your business that you can offer again in a different way at a different price point. Because the people who get it through your crowdfunding need to get it at a discount. They need to get it like they're getting a better value than the people who actually buy it. There you go. Number 4, set a realistic financial goal. So, for example, celebrating 200 episodes today didn't happen overnight. I started this podcast last October. I started it as a 5 days a week and then eventually went back to 3 days a week. But I have been consistent. I think the only days I haven't missed a day. I've come later than usual because something came up. I got sick. I forgot. There was one day where I actually forgot. I forgot. But most of the time I don't. I have it on my to-do list. I do it every time. I do it every time and I'm consistent. And that is a milestone that I could celebrate, right? And funding your book is just as consistent, just as intentional, just as disciplined as getting to this milestone. So set a financial goal that reflects your journey. It needs to be achievable, but worthy of celebration when you hit it. It needs to be something that inspires people to give you money to you, but not so much they think my $5 ain't going to make no difference. Anyway, make your financial goal realistic. And also give it concreteness. So, like, I want $5,000 because that will pay for this marketing agency and they will do these specific things for that specific amount. And this is the benefit for you and for my book. And this is the result. And this, paint a picture for your financial goal. Number 5, build your audience before you launch. This was my biggest problem when I first started experimenting with crowdfunding. I didn't have an audience. So how were people gonna find it and fund it? I just thought it was gonna magically happen. No, that's not how it works. Because what happens with crowdfunding, the first people that get your Kickstarter, Indiegogo campaign going are those who already follow you and they chip in. So they're probably gonna raise the first 1 to $2,000 maybe. I don't know, or even just a couple $100. It doesn't matter. The fact that you've got an influx of people giving you money at the get-go, at the beginning, helps build momentum for strangers who find it. And as you advertise it and promote it, more and more people see it who have not followed you. They see other people believe in you and are giving you money, then they give you money as well. So it really behooves you to have an audience that is engaged and you think is willing to donate some money to the cause before you launch your campaign. So there you go, 5 tips to help you crowdfund your book. Let me know if any of these tips particularly resonated with you, and if by chance you happen to have had a successful crowdfunding campaign and you have a separate tip that you'd like to share. I would love to hear it. And on Friday, Friday's episode is going to be inspired by the movie Goodfellas because I don't want you getting whacked by hidden costs. I will see you on Friday. This is Carma Spence saying ciao for now.